Welcome back to the Profits of IT. I'm Jim Punzenberger, your host, creator of ManagedProspectingSystem.com, where we help technical founders and MSP leaders turn real experience into predictable growth. We're also the only IT marketing agency that lets you write your own guarantee for us. So check out ManagedProspectingSystem.com after the show. Today, I'm excited to have Charles with me. He is a channel-focused SaaS platform provider, and I guess you're in the process of launching, or you have launched an AI, an AI platform that's focused on the channel. Tell us more about that, Charles, and please introduce yourself too.
Hey, how's it going, Jim? My name is Charles Edge. I've been in the MSP space for, wow, before MSPs were MSPs, I would say. My business started back in 1999 in the Atlanta area, and I was part of a franchise that had just started up called Computer Troubleshooters. And it was back in those days, roll a truck, break fix.
hmm
Um,
I was that. That was me
so,
when I was 20 years ago.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So, at that point, we were, rolling a truck, no real tech. Everything was hands-on. And all I can say is how things have changed.
They certainly have. So, tell us a little bit more about what you're currently doing.
So, in the evolution of IT support, managed services, and things of that nature, we've kind of gone all in on AI, if you will, because there's no putting that genie back in the box. And so, in dealing with our customer base, always wanting to know, what's on the horizon, we started, developing our own software and whatnot, and trying to figure out how IT and managed service providers can tap into this $1 trillion upcoming boom, which is AI, and how to leverage that um, power and that resource for our own client base. And so it just made perfect sense, being that our customers really lean into our understanding of where technology can improve their business. We wanted to build something and an agency perspective for managed service providers to be able to tap into that market. And so we've designed an agency channel specific platform that allows people to build AI workforces, tapping into the agentic movement of AI, going beyond generative, which is your typical chat GPT, Perplexity, Claude, where you put in input and get an output out based on an LLM. We wanted to go beyond that to where autonomous workers can literally help our clients do more with less. We've heard that saying a thousand times. Really had a way to fulfill that prophecy. Well, AI is here, and AI can kind of do that. So that's what we've done. And the platform is called Agentasys, and it is strictly channel based. So we're working with MSPs, digital agencies, and professional service providers in offering agentic AI solutions to their client base.
Cool. So, let's shift gears a moment here. And I heard you mention earlier when we were talking that something about misconception and how more complex technology solutions is the fastest and most profitable way to grow an MSP. You want to uh, care to expand on that a bit?
Well, yeah. So, as we know, the MSP market in itself is and has always been evolving beyond, where we kind of got into the game of break, fix, hands on. Back in those days, we had ultimate control. If something broke, you needed someone local to come out, or you would pick up your machine and take it to them, and they would
Yep.
fix it. We had control over that growth and what have you. But as technology in itself has gone down from, okay, I'm willing to spend three or four or five or $600 on a repair. Not so much these days. If a repair cost gets to the cost of a new computer, yeah, they're not calling us in to fix that anymore. They're just going out, buying another computer, connecting it to whatever SaaS or web-based service they have, and they're back up and running. So our billable capability in that regard has totally shifted. So what we've seen as a trend within the MSP space is now trying to attack cybersecurity, right? And so that is the biggest thing over the last 5 years that MSPs have adopted to, because it still gives us that MRR, that monthly reoccurring structure to provide that service. And we all know that managed services is really just a play on um, creating a reoccurring billable strategy, right?
Yeah.
So the next layer to that is how can we do the same thing in an area that puts us in a different light than your typical MSP to business relationship? As we know, most people don't value technology service providers until something falls apart and
Yes.
they need us to come in and save the day. Yay for the MSP. But until that happens, oh my God, why are we paying this MSP bill? Nothing is breaking.
Right.
So
You're like, I don't
when
want to pay for just for no reason, right?
Right, and that's what they think. We all know that that's not the case. The reason it's not breaking is because we're doing preventative maintenance behind the scenes. We're monitoring the health and the relationship with their computer system so that you don't have a problem. But in reality, they look at it as no problem, why pay?
Yes.
So this turns that whole model on its head, where you should, if you're deploying a resource to a company that helps bring in leads, that helps to fortify what they currently have, then that relationship is totally different. Now I see where this relationship with an IT provider who is helping me to do more with less comes into, oh my God, I see it now. And that's really where I think the future is um, for MSPs and managed service providers and things of that nature. Is now we're getting into a relationship where they value what we're bringing to the table more so than, oh my God, I've got to pay this, even though I don't see any problem. Even with cybersecurity, if you're not getting hacked, then
Right.
why am I paying this bill for cybersecurity? You don't respect it until things go south. And we all know the biggest one in the recent history was what was it? When someone hacked into your account and locked your resources and you had to pay ransomware.
Yeah.
So that is after the fact.
Yeah. So let's shift gears here a moment and
Mhm.
let me ask you about in your career, what would you say has been your biggest learning moment? And how can others learn from your biggest learning moment?
Well, believe it or not, we all, as starting a business, trying to figure out, what services that we can provide that can bring the biggest ROI. Like I said, I started as a one-man band back in 1999, and then I started hiring techs and started going deeper into the capabilities of what I could provide. My biggest learning moment was doing the books. I probably at one time had 15 technicians out in the field in Atlanta, just providing our services. But as I'm doing the books, I'm not as profitable as my my returns say I was because I wasn't keeping the lion's share of the cost of doing business. And I just looked at something. I said, well, what is the most return? What product do I sell that has the biggest return on my investment? And lo and behold, it was probably the least sexiest thing that I could provide, and that was antivirus. There was literally a 300 to 400% mock up on just antivirus and preventative maintenance. than it was setting up an exchange server, doing server farms, all of that, because I had to factor into the cost of delivering that service to my customer. And I thought about it. I said, if I had just paid attention and just grew a antivirus only business
Hmm.
that had 200% no real support behind it other than making sure that those updates got delivered, the patches got delivered. It cost me, I think, maybe $1.75. And you could charge anywhere from $17 to $39 a month per computer. And if I had simply done that and racked up and stacked up computers in that model, today would be a different day because those things don't go away. So it's
Hmm.
really fundamentally understanding what is the has the biggest return on investment with the lowest amount of energy to provide that service is my biggest aha moment. And it kind of circles back to AI. AI does do that for you, but there are some things that you need to put in place for that to be, ultimately successful for you.
Got it. So, what had you most excited today about your platform that you're um, providing now, or yes, I don't know if it's you're still slightly in development of it, or if you're now, I suppose well, SaaS is you're always in development, right? Like you
Yeah,
never,
it is ongoing.
it's never actually done, right? So, what has you excited about your current platform?
Well, I guess the biggest piece of it is typically when a new product hits the market, there's a lot of education that goes on, and people who get into something early usually have the ability to charge a lion's share for that because they're early adopters and what have you. And then once everybody else gets in, it starts to get a little bit commoditized and prices start to drop. So I am super excited about the ability to get in and really spin up services for businesses within 5 days. You'll hear and I air quote this, well, we can spin up an agent in 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, of course you can, but it won't be personalized to that business. So anytime someone talks about doing things in breakneck speed, I immediately tune out because you want to do this in a systematic way. But the ability to really provide a service to a business that almost within the first 30 days, that business can see the return on their investment, there is no arguing the fact of what AI can do in a business when released properly. And being able to take on the giant players who are also getting into this market is just mind-boggling that you can provide that same service. Because I believe that if a company has its druthers, it would rather work with your local MSP than work with Amazon. Because at Amazon, you're a number. They're still offshoring all of their
Hmm.
support to another country, and you've got to deal with that country's support mechanism and what have you. Your customer would rather deal with you if you can provide them the same services. And with this platform, I don't think that anything that they're wanting to deliver is impossible. So having that capability for an MSP to me is being at the hockey stick of of adoption in the marketplace, and we're at a very exciting time.
It definitely is. It sounds exciting. And so, if you're an MSP and wanting more information, what would be a great way to find out more?
Definitely, you can go to agentasys.com. That is the platform that we're building. And just to answer the question, we're doing a soft launch in February. I'm actually putting together a founders edition for MSPs because I'd like to get at least 20 MSPs to join as a founder so that I can have them providing feedback on what works for MSPs. I have an idea, again, been in the business over 2 decades, about how things work in the MSP space, but I want to have a collection of people so that we can build this thing a proper way that's going to benefit everybody that's involved. So we're doing a soft launch in February. The platform is fully sustainable as it is right now, so you really can go in and start providing services or AI workforce agents or staffs to businesses right now. Um, but like I said, I want to take this slowly. I don't want to, rush in and try to gobble up, as many people in the platform as humanly possible. I want it to, be something that can sustain growth. So I'm doing a limited launch in February. We'll probably be doing the full launch in Q2 out to the world. That'll give us some time to have people evaluate what we've got going on and some things that they can do to help improve the system as it relates to MSPs.
Well, it sounds very exciting and an exciting time. Thank you for coming on and sharing.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity, man. I think, again, this is an exciting time to be an MSP.
It definitely is. And if you're an MSP that's looking to grow, be sure to check out managedprospectingsystem.com. We're the only IT marketing agency that lets you write your own guarantee for us. And until next time, stay hydrated and caffeinated. Bye for now.